The body swap is one of the most popular storytelling tropes of all time. There's something so primally fun about seeing two people switch minds and trying to navigate each other's lives and the hijinks that ensue as a result. While the body swap trope dates as far back as the 1880s, the most well-known example is Freaky Friday. This story about an agitated mother and daughter who switch places and, in turn, come to learn and understand more about each other has been adapted 4 times over the course of almost 50 years. And with the sequel Freakier Friday, currently in theaters, it got me thinking, which version is better? Well, I'm going through them one by one to figure out which Friday is the freakiest. Starting off, appropriately enough, with Freaky Friday 1976. This version stars Jodie Foster and Barbara Harris as Annabelle and Ellen Andrews, a mother and daughter duo who don't see eye to eye and believe the other has the easier life. One Friday, they both wish to live as one another for a day, and through some vague magic, that's exactly what happens. It's a pretty cute, fun shenanigans movie. It's much more focused on the hijinks than building any serious connection between the mother and the daughter. The two of them only share the screen in the beginning and the end of the movie. So if you're looking for anything deep or meaningful, this won't give it to you. But if you're looking for a goofy body swap comedy, then this definitely delivers. It's very much a product of the 70s. There are quite a few things that haven't aged all that well. When the daughter in the mother's body calls the husband daddy, it's funny, but it's hard not to cringe a little bit. The husband in general is kind of a misogynistic dick. He throws a lot on Ellen, constantly getting on her back about making sure the housework is done, making sure the food is cooked for this big function, and he gets kind of mean. Never outright abusive, but definitely not a portrayal that would fly today. There isn't much else to say about this one. The performances from both actresses are really good, they capture each other really well. There are a lot of fun shenanigans, a few heartfelt moments. It's not perfect, but it's a good time. Now on to the version that most people forgot even existed. Freaky Friday 1995. This was a TV movie that aired as part of The Wonderful World of Disney, an anthology series that would do movie previews, promos of rides, and original TV movies. This one stars Shelley Long and Gabby Hoffman, and mostly follows the exact same beats as the original. The biggest differences that I can think of is that it's a weird talisman that causes them to switch bodies. There's a subplot about Annabelle being mad at her mom for divorcing her dad and having a hard time understanding her new stepdad. Oh, and there's one more twist. It's really boring. Outside of the 90s feel of everything, this movie doesn't really do anything special or memorable or unique. I thought the actors were fine, but the story felt incredibly crowded with so much stuff that I didn't care about. It wasn't really funny, it wasn't super engaging. Honestly, after the halfway mark, I just kind of left it on while I was doing other things because I was just so bored. It's not a terrible movie, but it's not something I'd recommend going out of your way to watch. And now we move on to the only one of these versions popular enough to get a sequel, Freaky Friday 2003, starring Jamie Lee Curtis and Lindsay Lohan. The setup is, once again, the exact same as the first film, but it improves on so many of the problems that I had with the original. Firstly, we actually get to see what a day in the life of the mother and daughter looks like before they switch places, so we have a frame of reference for the struggles that they go through. The mother and daughter also share more scenes together. It's not just a case of they go their separate ways, switch bodies, and then come back together at the end. They actually talk to each other about how they're going to approach each other's day. With it being set in 2003 and not 1976, it means they can also do a lot more with this setup. Rather than having the mom just be a stay-at-home mom, she has a job outside of the house and other social obligations, and it's funny to see a kid be thrust into that world without knowing what to do. And again, with it being the early 2000s, with a lot of the more punk rock, grunge culture catching on, it's also funny seeing an adult trying to fit into that mold as well. It's definitely still dated, just not to the same degree that the 76 one was. The performances from Curtis and Lohan are great. They play off each other and as each other really well. There are a lot of funny moments mixed in with some genuinely heartfelt moments. They do the whole second marriage thing that the 95 one did, but it's done so much better here. And overall, I actually really liked this movie, more so than I thought I would. Freaky Friday 2018. This is a Disney Channel original movie that is more or less a remake of the 2003 one. Only instead of a huge music audition, the daughter wants to go on this citywide treasure hunt with her friends. Other than that, it's the same movie, only worse. The other major difference is that it's a musical. Oh, goody. Now, Disney Channel can be pretty hit or miss with their musicals, but this one is a huge miss. While the actors are trying their best, the songs themselves are all terribly written, and the sequences surrounding them are so poorly shot and edited. The movie manages to look and feel even more like a TV movie than the 90s one did. Everything is overlit, terribly shot. The acting feels very much like Disney Channel acting, where everything is over the top and exaggerated, and it's pretty grating. The best actor out of all of them is the mom's assistant, played by Kyun Kim, the same woman who played one of the paramedics in Cocaine Bear. The guys from TTFT interviewed her a couple of years back for their show, so you should go check that out. She's pretty cool. But outside from that, the movie is just trying to hit all the beats and capture all the same emotions as the 2003 film, and just fails miserably. It's a big ball of Disney Channel cringe. The 90s one is still probably worse because of how boring and forgettable it was, but this one is just as bad. And because of my constant procrastination and shifting videos around on the slate, I actually get to include my thoughts on Freakier Friday, the sequel to the 2003 remake with Jamie Lee Curtis and Lindsay Lohan returning. Long story short, I thought it was fine. It wasn't as good as the original, but it's nowhere near as bad as the 95 or 2018 versions. Jamie Lee Curtis is hilarious in it. There's a funny bit with Chad Michael Murray that plays off something from the first film. The acting is mostly pretty solid, and there are some sweet morals about being a single parent and shared family that's hard not to smile over. One thing that is definitely apparent with these Freaky Friday movies that I've kind of been alluding to is that they're all kind of time capsules of the era they were released in. The 76 film feels very much like a product of the 70s. Right down to the role of the mother and the dad being more misogynistic coded. The 95 film captured the feel of a lot of 90s made-for-TV movies, as well as the attitude of teens in that time. The 2003 film, good lord, wears its early 2000s-ness as a badge of pride. Even the 2018 one is kind of the epitome of bottom-tier DCOM trash. Freakier Friday tries to mesh the early 2000s style that was present in the first one with a lot of Gen Z humor. Sometimes it works, but a lot of the time it doesn't. But overall, I thought it was a decent way to kill an hour 50. If you like the 2003 film, you'll probably like this one, but if not, then this probably won't win you over. So those are all the Freaky Friday movies, and unsurprisingly, the 2003 one is the best. Even with how iconic that version is, I was kind of expecting one of the other versions to take me by surprise and offer something better and interesting, but such is not the case. The 2003 film takes all the aspects from the original and adds its own unique flair to them, and it does everything that it can with this concept. But let me know what you think. Have you seen all the Freaky Fridays? Which one's your favorite? Which one's your least favorite? And what's your favorite body swap movie? Let me know all that stuff down below. I've got more videos coming real soon, but until then, be sure to like, subscribe, ring the notification bell so you can see up to date on when I'm posting. Follow me on all my social media, subscribe to my main channel. Everything you need to know will be in the description. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you later.